Hello kindred spirits, welcome back or to Woodland Bunny. So today we are getting cozy because we are speaking through my favourite books of 2022 and the best books I read this year. I'm so excited to talk through these. I'm hoping you get some recommendations from this because I have quite the array of books to show you and quite a few books to get through, so let's get to it. These are in no particular order because I could not rank them and struggled to pick this selection anyway, so yes, let's get to it. So the first book is These Violent Delights.
When Paul enters university in the early 1970s Pittsburgh, it's with the hope of moving past the recent death of his father. Sensitive, insecure, and incomprehensible to his grieving family, Paul feels isolated and alone. So when he meets the worldly Julian, Paul is immediately drawn to his classmates' effortless charm.
Then next up we have A Far Wilder Magic.
In the Gothic town of Wigton, Maggie Welty lives alone in an old creaking manor, but when she spots the Halla, a legendary fox creature, she knows the half-moon hunt will soon follow. Whoever kills the Halla will earn the fame and the riches. Maggie is the best sharpshooter in town. She needs the help of an alchemist to be within the chance of winning. Enter Wes Winters. Fired from every apprenticeship, this is his last chance. Maggie and Wes make an unlikely team, a charismatic but troubled boy and a girl who has endured life in a town that never welcomed her. But the pair are drawn together as they uncover dark magic that could truly be the key to winning the hunt, if they survive that long.
Then we have The Secret History.
Under the influence of their charismatic classics professor, a group of clever, eccentric misfits at an elite New England college discover a way of thinking and living that is a world away from the humdrum experience of their contemporaries. But when they go beyond the boundaries of normal morality, their lives change profoundly and forever.
The next book I recommend and loved is What Moves the Dead by T. Kingfisher.
When Alex Eastwood, a retired soldier, receives word that their childhood friend Madeline Usher is dying, they race to the ancestral home of the Ushers in the remote countryside of ᴍᴘᴇᴱ. What they find there is a nightmare of fungal growths and possessed wildlife surrounding a dark, pulsing lake. Madeline sleepwalks and speaks in strange voices at night, and her brother Roderick is consumed with a mysterious malady of nerves. Aided by the redoubtable British mycologist and a baffled American doctor, Alex must unravel the secret of the House of Usher before it consumes them all.
The next book is a very short one and one in which I recommend if you're wanting to get out of a slump because it's just so interesting, and that's Paradise Rot.
Jo is in a strange new country for university and having a more peculiar time than most. In a house with no walls shared with a woman who has no boundaries, she finds her strange home coming to life in unimaginable ways. Jo's sensitivity in all of her senses become increasingly heightened and fraught as the lines between bodies and plants, dreaming and wakefulness blur and mesh.
The next book in which has made it to the favourites list is Boy Parts.
Irina obsessively takes explicit photos of the average-looking men she persuades to model for her, scouted from the streets of Newcastle. Placed on a sabbatical from her dead-end bar job, she is offered an exhibition at a fashionable London gallery, promising to revive her career in the art world and offering an escape from her rut of drugs, alcohol, and extreme cinema. The news triggers a self-destructive tailspin centered around Irina's relationship with her obsessive best friend and a shy young man from her local supermarket who has attracted her attention.
Then I know I said I wasn't ranking these, but I think this would have to be my favourite if I was forced to rank them. That is A Dowry of Blood.
Saved from the brink of death by a mysterious stranger, Constantina is transformed from a medieval peasant into a bride fit for an undying king. But when Dracula draws a cunning aristocrat and a starving artist into his web of passion and deceit, Constantina realizes that her beloved is capable of terrible things. Finding comfort in the arms of her rival consort, she begins to unravel her husband's dark secrets, with the lives of everyone she loves on the line. Constantina will have to choose between her own freedom and her love for her husband, but bonds forged by blood can only be broken by death.
Next up, we have a book in which I'm sure will be on quite a few people's favourite books of this year, in which is Legends and Lattes.
After decades of adventuring, Viv the Orc Barbarian is finally hanging up her sword for good. Now she sets her sight on a new dream, for she plans to open the first coffee shop in the city soon, even though no one then really knows what coffee actually is. If Viv wants to put the past behind her, she can't do it alone. Help might arrive from unexpected quarters, yet rivals old and new stand in the way of success, and Thorn's shady underbelly could make it all too easy for Viv to take up the blade once more. But the true reward of uncharted path is the travellers you meet along the way. Whether bound by ancient magic, delicious pastries, or freshly brewed cup, they may become something deeper than Viv could ever imagine.
Then we have a stunning addition and a beautiful book, and that is The Girl Who Fell Beneath the Sea.
For generations, deadly storms ravaged Mina's homeland. Her people believe the sea god, once their protector, now curses them with death and despair. To appease him, each year a maiden is thrown into the sea in the hopes that one day the true bride will be chosen and end the suffering. Mina's brother's beloved is set to be the legendary true bride, but on the night that she is set to be sacrificed, Mina's brothers follows her, knowing that to interfere is a death sentence. To save her brother, Mina throws herself into the water in her brother's beloved's stead. Swept away into spirit realm, a magical city of lesser gods and mythical beasts, Mina finds the sea god, trapped in an enchanted sleep. With the help of a mysterious young man and mighty crew of demons, gods and spirits, Mina sets out to awaken him and bring an end to the storms once and for all. But she doesn't have much time. A human cannot live long in the land of the spirits, and there are those who would do anything to keep the sea god from waking.
Next we have a retelling of Carmilla, and I actually read this one before reading Carmilla itself, but I recommend this one if you did enjoy Carmilla, and that is Carmilla and Laura.
In the late 19th century, Laura lives a lonely life by the forest, with her only doting father and her two governesses for company. A chance accident brings a new companion, however the eccentric and beautiful Camilla. With charmed and parallel and habits as mysterious as her history, Camilla's allure is undeniable, drawing Laura closer with every affectionate touch and word. Attraction blossoms into temptation, Laura fears to name, a tantalizing passion burning brighter than the fires of hell. But when a mysterious plague begins stealing the lives of young women in her home and the village beyond, Laura wrestles to reconcile the truth that the gentle, fragile woman she loves may be the monster cast out of heaven.
Next book I have to show you on my favourites list is A Lesson in Vengeance.
Felicity Morrow is back at the Dalloway School, a centuries-old ivy-covered campus that was home until the tragic death of her girlfriend. She even has her old room in Godwin House, the exclusive dormitory ruined to be haunted by the spirits of the 5 Dalloway students. Girls, some say, were witches. Witchcraft is woven into Dalloway's past. The school doesn't talk about it, but the students do. In secret rooms and shadowy corners, girls convene, and before her girlfriend died, Felicity was drawn to the dark. She's determined to leave that behind now, but it's hard when Dalloway's old history is everywhere, and when the new girl won't let her forget. It's Alice Halley's first year at Dalloway, a prodigy novelist at 17. Alice is eccentric and brilliant, and Felicity can't shake the pull that she feels to her. So when Alice asks Felicity to help researching the Dalloway 5 for her second book, Felicity can't say no. And when history begins to repeat itself, Felicity will have to face the darkness in the Dalloway and herself.
Then the final book, and coincidentally the first book I read this year, is The Awakening.
Brienne Kelly has always been a rule follower, so when her father left when she was 12 years old, promising to return, she waited. And more than a decade later, she's working a job she hates and is tired of the life that playing by the rules has dealt her. It's time to make a change. Brienne makes a leap into the unknown with a summer trip to Ireland, her father's homeland. Little does she know how much of a leap it is until a walk in the woods leads her through a portal into another world, where Brienne will find magic, family and a destiny she could never have dreamed of.
So those are the books I have to recommend for you today, friends. I really hope you got some recommendations from this, and I would love to hear what your favourite books of 2022 were, and if you have any recommendations for me based on these favourite books. Thank you ever so much for watching, and I hope wherever you are, whatever you're doing, you have a wonderful day or night. And until next time, bye!